out, bud. Lay down.
Oh boy. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Prepper X? Or FLP? Ugh. Yeah, I know I'm a little late, but as you can see by the title, that didn't go as expected. What's up, Christy? Wait for a couple other people to get here, and I'll explain what happened. You'll laugh. You'll definitely laugh. Oh, so what's everybody up to tonight? Hey, Backwoods. Hey, Rescue. Hey, what's up, T-Bear? Yeah, that's me. I'm trouble. Oh, you can tell by the title as I saw FLP. Oh, there you go. I went out in search of something in the middle of the woods. A long story. Well, actually, it's going to be a little bit of a long story, but I got a wild hare. Well, we'll start before the wild hare. You guys ever look on the internet and then end up jumping down a rabbit hole? I found this site that has in Pennsylvania all the sites of 1800s iron furnaces listed on it. I'm like, hey, that's cool. What's up, Jay? No, I didn't find Sasquatch, and if I did find Sasquatch, he'd probably be sitting there laughing at me too. But so I started looking on the site, and I found a bunch of different iron furnaces, like old school stone iron furnaces. Like if you ever see a picture of them, it looks like a big stone pyramid with a door, like a small door about big. So I'm like, oh, I can. This one's close. And the first one I went to was over by Hereford Manor. Got pictures of that one. Walked right to it. There's not much of it left there, but it was that furnace was built in 1813. So I went from there, and there's another one that's up by Hell's Hollow, up in McCollum's Mill State Park. Now, what's funny with that one? Everybody gets the lime kiln right by the falls mixed up with the furnace. Well, I found out where the furnace is. I'm going to go find the furnace. Well, I get there, get down the trail, jump off the trails, cut off the trail, walked up this hollow, little tributary hollow, found the slag piles, didn't find the furnace. Like, this ain't right. Walked a good distance up there. I'm like, I passed this thing up. And the pictures I was looking at showed a structure that was 4 or 5 tiers tall. So it was probably about a good 4 or 5 foot tall. I'm like, this ain't right. I should have walked past this thing or something. So I'm not really paying attention. It's still nice and light out. I'm not paying attention to the time. I swing around. I'm like, well, maybe it's on the other side of the creek. So I walked a good distance up this creek. So I crossed the creek and came down the other side. Wasn't on that side either. But I could see where the slag piles were over on the other side. So I went back over to the slag piles, walked around. Didn't really find anything. Maybe a couple places where something might have been. So I don't get any pictures of it, don't take any video. Walked back down to the trail and ran into a couple people coming out and start talking to them. Guy goes, yeah, the property owners, I think, tore the rest of it down and used the brick for something else. I'm like, well, isn't that nice? And I'm starting to notice it's kind of dark. I looked down at my my phone, and at that time it was about 20 to 8. Now, T Bear and Backwoods probably have a good idea where I was there in a nobody calling me burrows at. I jumped into my car, take off, and the one road because I actually slapped my GPS on the window, slapped the GPS on the window, hit home. I'm like, I gotta get home as fast as possible because I'm gonna be late as it is. And Backwoods, check your email. I sent you an email. I don't think you've seen it yet. To tell people that I'm gonna be late, but a little late for that now, but it's okay. Um, Ran back home here after stopping at Subway, which is another debacle in and of itself. Finally got here and got online, so it is what it is. I'm on vacation too, so I shouldn't be getting in that much of a hurry, but eh. But yeah, I'm gonna have the video up of at least the one furnace, and at Hell's Hall. When I got back to the parking lot there, I did a set. It's all gonna be a one video. I kind of recorded like, hey, I got skunked on this one, but now that I know what I'm looking for. Oh, I never have a good night for typing. And I read typo. I read typo very well. So, in fact, I think I invented typo, or I wouldn't say invented it, but I perfected it. But I think until the meetup, I'm going to do that a couple more times. I'm going to try to find some historical sites and go try to get some video and some pictures of them. That's one thing that's always fascinating me is like historical sites, mainly like industrial sites from the 1800s. Like the remnants of the one iron furnace I got, which is over by Hereford Manor. Hey, Chandra, that um, that furnace there, that site is 205 years old. Uh, you can't. It's too far gone. You're not going to get that furnace going again. But the more of these that you can picture and study and see how they were built could come in handy on down the line. Many of these were coal fired and ran on either a man powered or a water powered bellows. Another one another one that I want to get more pictures of. See if I can get permission to get a little bit closer to it. If I can't get closer to it, I can still know a place where I can get pictures of it and not be trespassing. Is if any of you know where Springfield Falls is at, where Springfield Falls is at. Good to see you too, Chandra. Springfield Falls drove another one of these iron furnaces that ran on a water wheel based bellows. And they estimate the water wheel in this one is about 38 feet. Why it was that big, nobody seems to know. That they seem to think it was that big because of the proximity to the falls. Um, this is another one. Backwoods and T Bear might know where this one's at. Might not. This one, I honestly thought it was a powder. It was a powder mill, a grist mill, until I read what I read online today, and then okay, then all made sense. What's up, Pat? How you doing, hon? Um, but these little mills are not mills, but these little furnaces were just all over the place. Um, when I do the video, I'm going to put the link to the site for the iron furnaces in the description, so you guys can check. You guys can check them out for yourself and see what I'm seeing. It's kind of a neat little rabbit hole to go down, and it's like one of those things. It's just like it interests me, and something I like to learn more about. Another thing was railroads, old railroads. That's I'm kind of get. I kind of want to get back and get. I have like a long term project called Railroad Relics for my photography, where I go out and my criteria is it either has to be abandoned or repurposed, not be a working line. I find abandoned railroad bridges, repurposed buildings, all kinds of stuff. And it has to be a structure, not just the line or the bed itself. It has to be a structure. Hey, what's up, Preppington Door? And I mean, there's a lot of neat stuff out there that people even forgot existed. Railroad tunnels. There's railroad tunnels around here that have been repurposed for rails to trails, um, walking and bike trails. Um, there's a railroad bridge, Kinzu Bridge, which I would love to get pictures of. That I didn't get pictures of it when it was still a bridge, but I would really want to get pictures of it as a skywalk it is now. Oh, that's awesome. See, my granddad did a lot of railroad stuff. My great granddad worked in a refinery, and that's on my mother's side. My great granddad on my dad's side uh, did oil, and my granddad on my dad's side was a steel worker. Oh, I don't know if you heard that big pop, but that was my shoulder. Oh, tell me about it, Jay. I think it's about maybe 2 weeks after the get together. I don't know if I'm getting old, but I'm sure as heck beat up. So, but about 2 weeks after the get together, they're supposed to be having a fall festival at McConnell's Mills, which I go to that every year, and I'm going to try to get video this year of the mill working. But they don't have it working yet. They got up to two turbines working, and they got a lot of the belt work starting to move. I think they're slowly but surely figuring out what goes where. What's up, Dave? Hey, buddy. Dog wants some patents. But just going down and watching everything start to move in that mill is just mind boggling. Um, if you're from the area, you've never been in that mill when everything's whenever when they have it open and you can go down to the turbine room. It is very interesting. No, actually, I didn't leave here till about 5 o'clock. So I've only been going. I was only going about maybe 3.5 hours. Oh, but he's my buddy. Um, the other thing up at that McCombs Mills Festival is a friend of mine should be up there. He does blacksmithing, old school blacksmithing, and they have like a bunch of other people up there that do like the older handcrafts. There's gonna be a person there that does spin. Hey CG, what's up, hon? Hi, Chrissy. Sorry, you're late. I'm the one that's late, Chrissy. I usually start at 8 o'clock. I only started about 16 minutes ago, so you're not late. I am. So, how'd the move go, CG? Oh, there you go. So you made it. Oh, happy anniversary, Rescue. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Yeah, they gave you a decent timeline, then they cut the timeline in half on you, right? Oh yeah, don't you just love when a company does that to you? Oh, I can't wait to see you too, Rescue Boss. That's good. That's awesome. What's up, Frank? Um, my suggestion to you, CG, if they have a restaurant, or there's been a couple times I've done that, and I'd be ordering pizza every night. But back to what I was saying though, is before the meet and greet. Oh wait a second, I was talking about the fall festival. There's a bunch of other things that go on up there. They'll have they usually have Civil War actors up there. They have the blacksmith. They have like an Indian trading post thing going on up there. Spinners. My other buddy Leroy should be up there with his meat grinders and other antique kitchen implements. I mean, a lot of cool stuff up there. And the reason I bring that up is like I know with the prepper ideology, especially with the meat grinders, the coffee grinders, the kitchen implements, the spinning, the blacksmithing, you have a chance to go there and if you even if you don't do it, if you want to do it, you have a chance now to pick somebody's brain that's been doing it for a while now to see how to get started with it. And there's a lot of good information up there. Even the club that takes care of the North Country Trail, well, that part of the North Country Trail chapter, they show up with a bunch of shave horses and draw knives, and you can make your own walking stick. But that gives you practice, or at least gives you an idea of what something you might need in SHTF or grid down. Um, The shave horse is actually I'm somewhere eventually I want to make one, but the shave horse when you make that and you have draw knives or something you could use like a draw knife, it makes things a lot easier to craft things that you might need around your homestead, your bug out location, even at home if you decide to bug in. Oh, there you go, CG. I'd be eating something different every night. See, I know nothing about 3A grade body armor. Nothing. Plus, another thing I found out with this fall festival is the rangers for Moraine State Park and McCollins Mills are going to be there. And if you want to talk about resources in each one of those parks, they can give you a better rundown of like what trees are growing there, where they're growing at, um, anything you may want to pick, like blackberries, different types of nuts, stuff like that. Um, Over for McCollins Mills, they know there are a lot of herbs growing. A lot of people go over there. There's supposedly a ton of edible mushrooms going through there. Not that I eat those. I'm sorry, when it comes to mushrooms, if I don't buy them in the store, I don't eat them. That's simple as that. Oh, there you go. There you go, CG. Hey, nothing wrong with a free meal from the boss, right? Yeah, I was going to ask about Bo myself. Bo's probably confused as all heck right now. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah, that I kind of knew with most body armors because when you get shot with a pistol, the bullet coming at you is more of a blunt force trauma. That when you're wearing that turns into more of a blunt force trauma, so when it hits, it'll spread out. But when you swing an axe at somebody, it's not coming at a fast enough force that is deforming as it flies. And it's moving slow enough, it'll just penetrate right on through. Oh, poor Bo got to go to work. Oh, he probably enjoys mama time though. And Zeus is already over on his bed sleeping. And I gotta pull Wes. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Coke goes right through me. So Bo's already become the company mascot. Well, 3A vest, wouldn't that be like a flak jacket? Yeah, because I thought what they wore in World War II, those are flak jackets. A little bit of a different. Yeah, we call them flak jackets because the rodeo, believe it or not, the rodeo cowboys wear those. For some reason, the flak jackets will help keep them protected if they get stepped on by a bull. And kind of helps them from getting gored too. Oh yeah, not that I wasn't spoiled rotten before. I know that this red thing laying on his bed behind me, he's spoiled rotten too. He's kind of moping I didn't give him a bony yet. Right, bud? Yeah, he's moping. He can wait about another 30 minutes for a bony. Ain't gonna kill him. He's saying like, Dad, I want my bony. Give me my bony now. No reaction. Oh, I can imagine. I mean, that's a big adjustment to make in a short amount of time. Especially going from Texas to Tennessee. Were you at where you were at in Texas? Was it mostly flatland? Well, depending on where you're on, where you went in Tennessee, it's probably. Hey, what's up, Big Bad Big R? That would be Roger, correct? Oh, geez. Yeah, everybody, just the Big Bad Big R. That's my buddy Roger I used to work with over at Saturn. And I take it that would be Aldo. Aldo Rado would be Aldo, right? So how you doing, bud? And Aldo used to be one of our suppliers. So how you two doing? Long time no see. Okay, now CG, where you moved to in Houston, not Houston, but where you moved to in Tennessee, any hills, or is it flatland too? Because like I told a friend of mine who lived in flatland, who used to live down in flatland down in Texas, I'm like, nice to see you too, bud. Oh, you'll get used to it, Raj. It's cool. Um, like I told my buddy, who used to live down in flatland in Texas, he moved to the Smoky Mountains. I'm like, yeah, you're going from 2-dimensional land to 3-dimensional land. Hi, Sean. Yeah, hey, Chris, you guys miss me delivering this week? Might just have to stop down and say hi. Maybe. If I can find a place to park. Yeah, I bet you the hills are a little bit of a shock, though. Like a, well, you'll see the other guy tomorrow. I'm on vacation right now. Oh, no big deal. Um, Probably I'm gonna be doing another giveaway here. Oh, probably about another 40 to 50 more subs. I was thinking I was going to do one at 300, and then the next one I'm going to do is at 500. But it'll probably be another picture. It might be another picture I took. It might be something else. So, but yeah, the picture that I gave away to Will, I have my copy. I gave a copy to a good friend of mine, and I gave one to Will. I don't want to go too many more prints of that, because it seems like every time I print it, it just kind of loses a little bit more luster every time I grab the electronic file. So, oh, there you go, Dave. But you're talking about tripods. I got over the last 2 months, I've got like 3 more tripods, and I think all 3 of them combined, 5. I got all 3 of them for $20, and all 3 of them are actually pretty decent too. So in total, right now, I'm on staycation, but what I'm thinking about doing is, like, I was out today and I kind of lost track of time because I actually supposed to start this. This actually was supposed to be over a half hour ago, but and it started 8, but I was only started about 30 minutes ago, so I'm going to be going for a while yet. But I'm probably going to go back out tomorrow for a while. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I stopped at Subway at Zilly on the way home. I was I was up by Hereford Manor and went up to McConnell's Mill. Love you too, CG. I'll talk to you soon, okay, hon? But yeah, the Brett that Big Bad R's talking about was my manager in parks when I worked at Saturn. Roger worked down at the service desk, but before he worked the service desk, he used to work up in parks too. And Aldo was our dealer parts guy, who now sells Fords up at Butler. Grab a snack for me too, country, because I'm still a little hungry after eating Subway. What? How did he manage to get fired from Ford? And you have that. I mean, how many salesmen did we see going? How many salesmen did we see going in and out on the floor up there at Saturn? Because I think, oh, okay. Well, Ray isn't too bad though. Yeah, don't mind me. It's me and Raj ain't talked in God knows how long. So this is kind of like doing the live stream and getting caught up with getting caught up on old times here all one shot. But talking about the live stream though, next week is when I'm going to start the natural disaster series, and we're going to start with floods. But the reason got here late is one reason. The other reason is I think with the hurricanes coming in, all the rain we've been having up here, I think people are just tired of hearing about floods. So I was going to try to focus on something else. Hey, Night FLP. Hey, thanks for stopping by. And after this, I'll try to have that list to you about people coming, which I've got it sitting right here behind me. For the most part, and I think a couple of these people are going to be bringing their families with them too. So anytime FLP. Yeah, Raj. Is your email address on your YouTube account? Hmm. Either that or go to my YouTube account, go to the About after this is over, and my email address is on there. Shoot me an email because I'll tell you what's going on this weekend. Oh, jeez. Well, I know Sophie passed. Which dog's that? You guys still have Kane? Yeah. I'm in the middle of a live stream. I'm trying not to be. Oh, I got you. Brad ordered pizza. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, Rip Kane, Rip Sophie. Oh, I love Sophie. Sophie was an awesome dog, though. Kane was cool, but Sophie was just awesome. But back to what I was talking about before. I always go off in tangents. You guys know that. But what I was talking about before is some of the places planning on going this week. I wanted to make it up to Kenzie. I don't see that happening right now. So I'm going to try to stay a little bit more local. I'm going to down in Freedom. I'm going to try to get pictures of the Victory House, which has been around since about about mid 1700s. I'm going to try finding a couple more furnaces. That she was. I was going to try finding a couple more furnaces on that site that are fairly close. There's a couple more here in Beaver County. I found some over in Butler. A ton of them up in Lawrence County and Mercer County. Might try to find a couple in Allegheny County if there's any to be found over there. And go from there. Other historic sites I'm going to try getting to over in North Park. I know there's one up. There's supposed to be 3 things in North Park that they call the Fountain of Youth. I was going to try to find all 3 of them. Just little things like that. Old history. Now, the things in North Park, I think, had something to do with the park per se, because nobody really knows the exact history behind them. Oh, yeah. The best thing I found to do with the bleeding nail, especially after you clip them, dip them in flour. You dip them in flour, it stops the bleeding. Once the bleeding stops, you can actually rub some of the flour off. And after it dries, you can rub some of the flour off, and the flour keeps the clot there. And usually, when the clot falls out from the flour, which is about an hour later, you're good to go. Trust me, it's the coonhounds. We have plenty of those. They try to claw up a tree and end up pulling a claw off. And one thing with that get together up in Moraine State Park, there's some couple neat things in the park there. Whether I'm going to do them after the meet and greet or not, I don't know. But because someone tells me we're going, we're going to be there till dusk, so I don't think I'm going to have a chance to do it on Saturday. But there are a ton, and I do mean a ton of old industrial sites all over that park. I mean, a ton of them. I found them on the South Shore, found them on the North Shore, um, found them all over the place, up in Swamp Run. Where else? There's some up by, I found a couple, two, three places up by Jennings. I mean, they're all over the place. But there's a couple places in particular that I definitely wanted to go to, take my time, and literally, this may sound weird, but pick it apart with my camera. Just see what I can see, isolate stuff, get good pictures of it. Um, Actually, on Saturday, I don't think I'm going to do anything because once I get down the rabbit hole, it's kind of hard for me to shut it off. Ask Raj. There's been many times we'll be on online over work. Raj, come up here, check this out, and it'd be just some crazy thing that I found. Talk about this historic stuff because this historic stuff is nothing new for me. I've been doing this for a long time. Another thing over Moraine, over by is the old Wildcat site, which runs a shackle line oil well system, which that in and of itself is kind of neat to watch. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. What kind of part are you looking for, Dave? Oh, jeez. I got well. I I was kind of thinking that MX600 tripod. Give me 1 second. What's not here? No, that's my Biore or Billora. And this one is okay, bud. Oh, it's a VT100. Okay, I thought I had one, but this is the one I thought it was, and it wasn't. Pretty much. And those were even parts. Those are actually full tripods. And I got another one down in the Jeep. Real lightweight, real light, nice and sturdy, but lightweight. It's made out of aluminum. That one's made out of like um, light wall aluminum tubing, but it has like no flex to it. I love it. Oh man, wait a minute. The 54-inch Walmart brand, would that be a Sun Pro? Well, it's supposed to be doing one this week, but the problem is the one trail I was going to hike. I was going to do a 5-day hike, and there's like a 30-mile section of it. There's nowhere to camp, and now I'm finding out that the section heading into that 30-mile section, there's nowhere to camp in there too. So I'd have to go from Moraine State Park to Darlington hiking in one day. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. Nope. That's close to 40 miles on a 50-mile hike. Yeah, I got 4 of them. I spent $20 for 3 of them. They all work good. No, I actually would leave Zeus at home. Just I have a one-man tent, and it'd be too hard to get him in and out of the tent with me in there. And I'm like, mm. Oh, I can imagine, especially down in North and South Carolina. That and when it comes to the Appalachian Trail, I never really had any gumption. I've been on like a small section of it. I never really had the gumption that I'd rather do North. I'd rather try to hike through on the North Country Trail if I can make arrangements on all the other places I'm going to be. I can imagine. It goes right down to the central part of the state, and central part of the state gets a lot of flooding, like but down where it goes, because it goes to a lot of. Yeah, I ain't worried about them. They ain't worried about me, but I ain't worried about them either. Hmm. Yeah, in fact, one part of the Appalachian Trail is probably closed. It's probably up around Cook's Forks because Cook's Forks it went down through the valley a good ways along that creek, and that creek's probably well over its banks still. Yeah, it's done for a couple of days. I heard like in about maybe Thursday it's supposed to be back. Thursday, maybe Friday. We're supposed to start getting more. Oh joy! And again, I repeat, joy. There we go. Now, as I said though, I'd love to do the North Country Trail. Especially there's at least about 100 miles of North Country Trail that I could be to within the hour, literally. And that's well into Ohio, up past West Sunbury, and everywhere in between. That's when you get to the furthest extent of Ohio that I could get to pretty quickly within the hour. Oh, I hear you there. Night, Raj. Good seeing you, bud. Yeah, I'm actually hoping it doesn't rain because I get a nice breeze going through there. And the one shelter that I wanted, I found out you weren't allowed to use the fireplace anyway. I'm like, well, what kind of crock is this? You got a fireplace in the shelter, you can't use it? Really? Okay, if you're, I thought you're up closer to Butler. If you're over near Morris, you're a lot closer to me than you think. I could probably be at your place in about 20 minutes because I only live 10 minutes out of Cranberry. but talking about Butler reminds me about something. I thought it was an urban legend. Oh, okay. Well, sorry to hear about him being deceased, but that's still kind of cool that he came from Mars. But was he born in Mars or was he born on Mars? That's the question. Because Mars, PA is kind of a cool place, but if he came from Mars because he was born on Mars, that'd be really cool. That you said that stuff straight in Ripley's, believe it or not. But little urban legend for you. There's a place over by Cabot in Butler County. And I could tell you for a fact that almost every dude from Mars heard that at least 5,000 times. But getting back to what I was saying, urban legend here in Butler, over by Cabot, there's a place over there they call the Black Cross. Did a little research on it. I just heard the urban legend, but I found out by doing a little bit of research, and somebody that lives over by there. The Black Cross was a mass grave. That's a good thing, Aldo. And the Black Cross is a mass grave, and the mass grave was for influenza victims of the early. Oh man. Let's try this again. The Black Cross is a mass grave of influenza victims um, from the early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s. And I want to go get pictures of this because everybody's saying it's an urban legend. Now, the person who lives about less than a mile from it over in Cabot, she's like, I could take you right to it. So I want to try to do that this week if possible. She's never home. Her husband's retired, but she works for a medical company. She flies all over the world teaching people how to use the medical equipment that her company makes. So she gets the big bucks. Oh, I can imagine. See, the one we always got, and I don't think I have that thick of a Yinzer accent, but where you go anywhere in the United States, y'all from around Pittsburgh, ain't you? Like, how could you tell? Really? Yeah, kinda, sorta. One county over. Oh, that and well, see, March doesn't have quite the allure of it. Doesn't well, economy doesn't have quite of the allure that Mars does. When you tell someone, I'm from Mars, and it takes a moment for the brain to click in Mars, Pennsylvania, because they're just like, this guy just told me he's from another planet. Yeah, David, I've heard of that island. I can't remember what that island's called. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but that island's actually closed to the public. Yeah, I almost did that the first time I ever heard somebody from Mars. I was like knee high to a grasshopper. Pleased to meet you. I'm from Mars. In Venus. Actually, I've heard of Venus. I just can't remember where exactly it's at, but I've heard of Venus. I shit you not. Oh yeah. Okay. Just north of Franklin there. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, because I know I heard of it, Venus is just actually just north of Oil City on Route 8, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember seeing the sign when I went up to Titusville. That's right, those POW camps were up there. Well, they were POW slash, weren't they concentration camps for the Germans that were already in the States as well? Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. Well, there's Route 8 that goes up through there too. Maybe it does turn. Well, I thought Route 8 went the whole way to the New York line, but it could be 38. I'm not exactly sure, but wait a second. Yeah, it could be 38. I'm doing this without. I'm trying to figure this out but not look at a map because I always equate 38 with Stoneborough, with the exit to get off to go to Stoneborough. I think that's 38 there. It'd be one exit. It'd be on 79, one exit past Route 80, or it'd be the next one up. One of those two. But no, it's neither one of those two because 38 goes from Butler up to Eau Claire. Maybe it is. I'm not sure because I've always ran Route 8 up to Titusville. Went up, came up 79, jumped across 108, hit 8, and just kept the hammer down the whole way north. Okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, because 38, I've only ever ran 38 from Butler up to got some stopped at the truck stop there. The world's worst apple pie. Then hit 80 and took off from there. But we're pretty close to the top of the hour. We're about a minute away here. Oh, yeah. But we're at the top of the hour. I think we're going to call it a night here, folks. I appreciate you guys coming on short notice because I was running about an hour late today. But thank you very much. I love you all. Um, you guys probably either tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Some of you are going to be getting an email from me. Good night from economy, Aldo. But I will talk to y'all later. Thank you very much.